Hello folks, welcome back. Since the 7th of February 2025, I've told South Africans that if they want to participate in President Trump's refugee program, there's no cost. Well, that is true. You don't pay for the program. You don't pay for the labor that goes into it or the interviews or the medical examinations, none of the processing. You don't pay for visas. You don't have a green card fee. None of that applies. Of course, you do have to get yourself to the interviews. If you're a refugee living in the Dadaab camp in Kenya, that's not going to be hard because the United Nations HCR is located right there. And you just go to them and you fill out the paperwork right there in the camp. And then you get called and get interviewed right there in the camp. But for South Africans, for in-country refugee program, you have to travel around the country to go to Cape Town, Joburg, or Pretoria to participate in these things. And that does come out of your pocket. That unfortunately is a cost. But you don't pay for medical exams. You don't pay for any documents. You don't pay for any of this stuff. So I've cautioned you since last year that people try to make money off you. The latest is something that appears on this group, and it is about a company offering services to you. Now, they may very well be a legitimate company. However, why would you pay someone to help you complete an intake questionnaire? South Africans are sophisticated enough to do that on their own, and tens of thousands have done it, if not hundreds of thousands. So why would you do this, and why is this appearing now? Do these people have some vested interest? Do they get a cut? Do they get a commission for everyone that shows up? I don't know, and I'm not accusing them of that. Or do they just mean to help people? Is this malicious? Is this profit-driven? Or is it simply somebody trying to help other South Africans? I suspect it's the last one, that's someone trying to help. But you're not really helping. As I said, South Africans are sophisticated enough to do this on their own. This appears in Sarah in South Africa. Now, this is based, according to this, on artificial intelligence information. This was posted publicly. And it says, do you need help completing your refugee intake questionnaire? They provide live one-on-one online administrative assistance. They'll do step-by-step guidance, real-time help using AnyDesk screen sharing. Oh, so you have to share your screen. So you're going to give them access to your computer to share your screen so that they can see what you're doing and coach you through it. This company does appear to be legitimate. I'm not making any claims against them. In fact, they make very clear the things they need to do legally to make sure they don't run afoul of this process. For instance, it says here, we do not answer or complete sensitive or personal questions on your behalf. Those answers must come directly from you. We simply guide you through the process. They sit over your shoulder remotely, looking at the screen, helping you answer these questions. They also say we do not expedite applications, influence decisions, or have any affiliation with the United States Refugee Assistance Program, Church World Service, the U.S. Embassy, or the U.S. government. They will charge you a once-off admin fee of 250 Rand per application. So let's take a glance at what they're offering you. Step-by-step guidance. They walk you through every form, document, and process. They give you online help. They document, check, and review. And they say, we help. You apply, you decide. We're just here to guide you. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. As I said, it appears to be legitimate, but why do you need this help? And how are they going to help you with green card applications? This is what they say they do and don't do. They help you complete your form and your green card application. Well, no South Africans in South Africa can complete a green card application for this program as a refugee. You haven't been 12 months in the States. So are you going to get that help from the States back in South Africa? They say they do not expedite or influence any decisions. They don't work at the embassy, and that's good. Well, they're charging you 250 Rand. It's a once-off, and it doesn't say if there's any more charges that come with this. There's the number, 063-687-5441. Again, I'm not saying this organization is doing anything incorrect, wrong, misleading, dishonest, but it appears what they're saying is that if you pay us 250 Rand, get an appointment, let us come into your computer screen to see what you're filling out, we will help you fill it out. Given that it takes up to 7 hours to complete this form, do you really think that all they're going to charge you is 250 Rand? I don't. Who's going to work for 7 hours helping someone fill a form out for 250 Rand? And if it's an elderly person who's struggling with it, really, 250 Rand? That's the admin fee. What's the fee for the service? It doesn't say. Maybe if somebody calls them and finds out, let me know. Again, I'm not throwing shade on this organization or this company, but why do you need a company to help you do what you are clever enough to do all on your own? I've told you what you do is go to the embassy, za.usembassy.gov. Go to the right-hand side where the refugee program is now listed. Click on that. Read the directions. Follow the directions. Click on the intake questionnaire and complete it. Do it on a PC. Do it on a laptop. Do not do it on a tablet. Do not do it on a mobile phone because you can make mistakes easily and you can take your time on those other things. Save your work frequently. And if you get timed out, request a new password. Complete the questionnaire. It can take upwards of 7 hours for some people to complete this. So I don't know what this is all about, why this cropped up in groups all of a sudden. But if you're having difficulty completing the intake questionnaire, then you should just talk to us. It's free. We have people who've done it before successfully. You can come in and chat on a live stream and they'll tell you, what issues you got. I've only come across 2 people I can recall who had difficulty, maybe 3, who had difficulty completing the intake questionnaire. One of them has been a long-time viewer of my program who struggled with it mightily, but that person is in ill health and their focus was probably not there. Someone went and helped them and then they never pushed submit. And months later, they're angry that they weren't being processed, only to find out 4 months later that they never submitted the darn thing. Had to go back and submit it. And then 2 others. That's it. Out of the thousands and thousands of people since the intake questionnaire came out on November 4th. So I'm not trying to take money out of this company's pocket. I'm not throwing any shade on them, but I'm asking you, why do you need them? If you feel you need them, by all means, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. But I don't understand why anybody needs them. South Africans are sophisticated enough to do this all on their own. Or at least that's my experience with South Africans. What say you, South Africa? Mzansi. Cheers.